Okay. 1, 2, 5, 9, 15, 17, 18. Yeah, 22. Okay. So let's start with what we have here today. Okay, so this is the last section. It's the tiniest assignment just to write. So this is wrapping up everything. Let's just check to see what we are supposed to do to get out of this class and get some points. So this is the schedule, and let's just check it. Next Friday is the time to show assignment 1 to 9, and you are supposed to sort of book a time slot for it. Be prepared. It will be fun, I hope. Good. And the week after that, it's all about projects. So Monday is a project review, and yeah, Friday is more show-off project presentations. So on Monday we do it in a tiny group. I think you're sort of 3 projects together. Show that it works. Be a bit self-critic about it, but still, just show that you are, yeah, I'm ready to present. It will work. Then on Friday, you're standing here, your whole project. Then you must make it look good. So all your fellow students, companions, yeah, what a nice project they did. Seems awesome. Okay? So it's a bit different between Monday and Friday then. Will I prevent you from present if you sort of you're really bad on the project review? No, I don't think so. But we must have some level of working to actually sort of passing the bar to grade 3 for a complete project. But nevertheless, even if you are sort of, yeah, we're close, we'll do it. It's not done. But let's present here because this is the time to present. So let's do it here anyway. So, yeah, okay. And the week after that, it's all about the examination now. It's the sort of written examination. And I'll try to make it easy. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I still will try to make it easy since we're having a lot of laboratory work. We have a large project, and I don't want to put the sort of the main pressure on this written examination. But I still want to have it just to be able to do some sort of check on it. Yeah. And since this is, well, the last lecture before the written examination. So maybe I'll write it, well, my plan is to write it next week. And when I write it, I will also sort of provide some questions, study questions. So I won't provide you with this is how the exam looked last year, because I'll do a little bit different one than they had last year. So I'll put up some study questions that will most likely help you sort of to answer the written examination when it turns up. So you have something to sort of review, look at, what should I study before the written exam. Okay. And in the event of failure, there is a written examination, 14th of April, so take 2. And for now, the re-examination of so it is a combined, it's both project and it's the assignment, so it's one day for all. And for now, it is on Thursday, 16th of April. And if we doesn't agree on anything else, it will be there. Okay? Then I discussed, I talked to the man, the man in charge of booking the schedule. You know, we talked about, I said, I wanted to have the last written examination, take 3, take 2, well, the last one. I want to have it before the end of the term. But he was he didn't want to put it there. You're going to have end of May, you're going to write your thesis and you're going to put up these, David is having some written examination, I think. So he didn't fit it in. So he suggested we have it on 13th of June. So that will be the 3rd attempt of the written examination. Okay? So think about it and let me know if it's totally need a change. If not, this is how it's going to be. Okay. Since we are doing this kind of checkup, let's see. What do we have more? Should we share? Everything is out here now on Canvas. I put up the part with section 09. So I put up the assignment. It's a tiny essay. If you find an essay of 15 to 30 sentences writing about the subject today. So it's there in the assignment. And I think I put up some nice things on this OWASP thing. So I think, let's see like this. I'm gonna have an overall lecture on this now. So I'm gonna stick with my slides. I'm gonna talk about it in general terms. I'm gonna talk a bit about OWASP. I'm gonna talk about security failures I've done, a couple of them, and some parts on how you should sort of think of when you write your code. So I talk about it in some general sense. And then you go home and you think, oh, this was fun, I want to know more. Then I would suggest we look at a video where we meet a hacker. Always nice to meet a hacker and see how they think. He's actually protecting others from being hacked now, but anyway. How is a hacker thinking? And then we have 1, 2, and 3 different types of video series. It's a conference presentation, it's a video series with 10-minute lecture, and there is another video series with 1-2 minutes, very short, very expressive, showing off how these top 10 OWASP threats or weaknesses, how they work. So these are very nice to get okay, now I know what OWASP is, and I know how it works. So that is a very good way to get more inside detailed information about this. And if you still think this is a really funny subject, I want to learn more, then you should read 1 or 2. These are, you call them a write-up. It's how I did to actually detect the vulnerability and use it, how I attacked the system and how I did it, how I thought about it, what the result was at the end. So sort of written by the hacker who did it. Very interesting to see mindset, how they're thinking, and how they are sort of trying to attack a system in different various ways. And when you read that, you're sort of, okay, I need to protect in this way and that way. Oh, they are coming from all around me. How can I protect myself? So very interesting to do deeper study of it. This is how it works. Okay. And if you haven't got enough after that, you should actually sort of, if you have the concept of CTF, capture the flag. It's in this context, it's small exercises where you are supposed to find a hole or get access to some information, hidden information, in a system, in a files, somehow. So it's a gamification of how to break into a system and using system flaws. It's very educational. And my suggestion would be, if that is a new topic for you, it's really interesting to see their write-ups on how they're solving these CTFs. So I'm directing you to guy out there, John Hammond. He has a bunch of write-ups. I'm directing to this. This is particularly in web security. It's like 20-25 videos. There is actually sort of explaining a particular CTF, could be XSS or some other web security flaw, and he shows how he is trying to attack it and how he did it, and then he writes up all the small path, how could you do it. Okay, well, I guess we have, could be a web security course 7.5 points or something like this. It's a large topic. I'll try to provide you an overview, and if this is not your type of game, then you should perhaps stick with the slides today, answer the questions to your best of knowledge, and yeah, there we go. Maybe just take let's take some of these small videos here. Let's go for the 2-3 minutes. Sounds fun. Yeah. Okay? Yep. That is the setup. Okay. Let's just have a last check-up before we actually do some work here. So I have a course from earlier. Down here, I uploaded, well, it was at least my latest version. I have a large document for the whole course. It contains all the course formalia. It contains all the assignment instructions, sections instructions, reading material. So it's one document for it all. And then I usually write it and then I copy it onto Canvas. So it will be well, everything we did in the course is sort of contained here. Nice to know, I guess. And there will be one update before we close down this course also. Let's see, recommended study plan. Just, did I change something? I think I did. We are somewhere here. So more or less everything should be in by this week if you are a normal student, according to the Michael teacher here. And it's, well, you have until next Friday then to answer the questions on A09. And then we have this. Submit presentation, and then it's all about examination at the end. Okay. Let's stick with that. Okay. Yeah, let's talk about software application security, or whatever we could call it. And I think I have, well, roughly security in general, a bit focused on web application security. Let's just mention this top 10 OWASP stuff. Let's see some examples, and why don't we start with that? Have you seen it before? Say yes, please. Say no. Okay. I guess this is one of the most, yeah, I'm gonna have a security thing. Yes. SQL injections is really fun. So let's show this. It's a fun, what do you call it? It's on a strip. Maybe you've seen them before. It's called exploits of a mom. The story is just like, she had a son student, and she named her son a bit sort of like, his name is Robert, drop table student, comment. So, yeah. So someone put in his name in the student LawDoc database perhaps, and well, the idea is that it actually dropped the whole table students in LawDoc then. So yeah, very fun. So sanitize your database inputs. It's a common fun strip about SQL injections. And actually how it's done also then. Just add drop table students after it, and, well, to destroy it. Okay. Do I have an example of SQL injections? Yes, maybe I have a small one at the end here. So we are programmers, and we are going to protect our system. We want to learn how to write good code to do it. And maybe we should start with that. How do I write this good code that always protects me? Maybe that would be an end to start with. But I'm starting in the other end. So we have some kind of threat out there. They are threatening me as programmer, because if they are out there and they are sort of trying to make my day bad, or they're stealing my secrets, or stealing my assets, or giving me more work to do because they're messing with my thing. So maybe it helps me to understand who is out there. Why are they being so bad at just me? So maybe if I understand them, I could sort of put that into my mind and also use that when I then decide on what kind of measurements I'm going to do to protect myself. So I really don't know what are the driving force behind people in general, but let's assume you're a hacker. We've seen them on movie. I hacked the system just to try it out, to know that I could do it. I didn't want to get money, but we know there's ransomwares and all this. Some of them want to get the money. Some of them want to have control. Maybe just for their own feeling, or maybe they can use this control to do something. Some want resources. So they stole my computer once. They stole my home computer's CPU time and bandwidth. So they put a program on my home Raspberry Pi, and so they stole my resource. Maybe it was part of this anonymous network login thing. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But they took it from me. Bad people. Maybe they have some own agenda. Maybe they are activists, political, or whatever. Green environment. Maybe they want to do a statement. Maybe that's why they are doing this. So, I don't know. Sure. I have an example here. They just want to feel the power. I owe you. I own you. I did it. Haha, you couldn't protect yourself. Oh, I have several examples of that actually. Some think it's a challenge. Show it off. I can do it. That was perhaps me when I did it. So I did it a few times just to check out. Oh, this is how it's done. Maybe that is a driving force. Some just say it's fun or problem solving. It is actually really problem solving to attack a system and find the way in. Is time a limit for some of these? No, not really. Some of them could do this for a long time. And sort of do attack, live with it for a while, continue to it. So we never know. No, they have resources, they have time, they have fun. It's really hard to sort of protect yourself. Maybe they didn't mean to sort of make my word as the system owner. So to make it sort of, they took energy from me, they took time from me. Maybe they didn't mean it, maybe they didn't care. So this doesn't really matter. So there are a lot of reasons why outside people wants to get into my system and sort of destroy it or whatever they want to do with it. They just want to have fun, perhaps. Let's just take a few terminologies, statements from a hacker or attacker, it could be. So when I would say I want to find an attack vector, it's a vector is some kind of direction I can take. So in what direction could I take this attack to actually get into the system? And I can have several attack vectors to get into your system. I'm trying to find weaknesses. And I know what kind of weaknesses there are out there, general weaknesses. I'm trying to see your system, what kind of weaknesses it has. And these weaknesses could eventually turn out to some vulnerabilities that I could exploit. I could actually exploit them and use them as part of my attack vector to get into your system. Maybe it's not an open front door that you have left. So just to get in, it's a simple attack vector. Just go there. Secret admin.php. I forgot I had it there. So, wow. In we are. Maybe it's a larger chain of event they have to do. A chain of event that maybe needs to sort of happen in a few days in a sequence. So it's this chain of event getting some access and using that access to get more access and to even get even more access. And it's really hard for us as a program sort of software developers to think about all these things. So maybe it's a bit hard to sort of, how should I protect myself? This is just an overview of this is the attackers to the left. They're trying to figure out, they have various attack vectors into the system, trying to exploit these weaknesses. There's a lot of them, and they can just, with many ways for them to go into the system. So they are sort of trying to find the way in. It's maybe a chain of events that is actually letting them go the whole way in. when I tried to, when I did my small hack, I didn't have the system owner didn't know. So I was actually a bad person. I assumed they could sort of throw Michael into the sort of legal system. It's not nice. It's not even allowed to hack someone's system. So it's a bad thing. So you shouldn't do it. You could get caught. So police matter. So we don't do that stuff. They have something called ethical hacking, and that is, I think it's a big business for security engineers to hack companies' systems, but in a nice way. They are actually doing it, and they're actually getting paid to do it also. It's just a way to perhaps validate an organization's how good are they on information security in general. Many companies out there doing this, well, it's hacking and they're getting paid as security consultants. So, big business. And if we should do hacking, maybe we should do ethical hacking, or we should hack our own computer and nothing else. That would be the main thing to remember, I guess. So, want to see where we are. There we go. I called it the circle of hack. I don't know why, but I did it. So let's just say we have a few things there. I call it system protection, attack, defend, restore. So, event that happens. Someone broke in. Oh, shit! Fix it. And then I go back. So try to prevent that from happening again. So if we say, if I am a system owner, yeah, I have a system. I'm trying to protect my system. Yes, I am, when I'm sort of coding it. So it's a good thing. Then I get an attack. I don't know what kind of attacks I would get, but maybe I think about a different attack. Maybe I will think on how am I going to defend myself from an ongoing attack. Yeah, maybe I think about that. I should think, how could I restore myself, my system, when an attack has happened? I should actually think, what is the worst thing that could happen? And how do I quickly get up and running again? Okay, and so as a system owner, I could do that again and again and again. It's a good general idea of thinking, just to, okay, yes, I have thought about all security issues on my systems. I'm satisfied for now. And then I do it again later on. So it's kind of a circle. But we could also think as an attacker on this. So for some reason I want to get into the system, and I have 1,000 of systems to choose on. So I can choose any type of system out there. Maybe I chose those that doesn't have that kind much of protection. Maybe I chose those that are easy to attack. Maybe I chose those that I know doesn't have any sort of defense mechanisms. Maybe I don't care if they, yeah, I care if they will restore and prevent my hack. But I have, when I'm looking at this circle as an attacker or hacker, I'm having another view of it. So when you try to code your system in a secure way, try once or twice putting yourself in the shoes of an actual attacker and think around this circle again, how they would think, and when they actually have sort of, if they selected your system, how would they think out there? So what are your weaknesses? It's good to think both as a coder, system owner, and as an attacker. How would I do to attack my own system? So, yes, I am a system owner. Yes, I want to protect my assets, whatever it is. But my main thing here, I would say, would be, let's keep a balance. You know, the security area is it's so easy to get into how to be secure. If I can take an example, it would be, well, this week I was sitting with some bunch of professors. We were discussing distance education. And when you do distance education, you usually get into examination. The examination board is so vital. We must ensure that there is no cheating, that the student did this, and okay. And then when you start that discussion, you just continue it. And then you talk about ID, and yes, you should show the license. Oh, but how can I really see that there's their license and me? Couldn't we do it in a bank ID way, or how? It's a discussion that just goes on and on and on. And in that kind of domain, I think it's a bit boring. And I think it's sort of directing your energy into something that you maybe it's not that gainful for the whole course as a setup. So I am in general having a bit more relaxed view on that. We shouldn't care so much about this examination and cheating and knowing who is who. Let's just focus on doing a good course instead. And sort of put the effort there. And let's do a good enough examination first. And if we do this all together, well, it's at least some likelihood that it's all going to turn out well. So it's about, I would say, it's about keeping a balance. We can never be secure. And I really try to take that with me in when I'm having these discussions with other people. So let's see, what should we think about? If we have some issue, let's rate it to low to high. So how much does it cost to protect oneself? The measurements we are taking, thinking about how much does it cost? Are they low cost? Are they high cost? Okay. Could I just ignore that I'm having MD5 as a hash word, password algorithm? Or should I be completely secure? Might be a very high cost to actually be completely secure, whatever that would be. So there is a cost when we're doing this protection. We should think about the probability that someone would exploit it. Will they actually exploit it? Is it a high likelihood? Is it a low likelihood? If it's a low likelihood and a high cost to actually do it, maybe we could just ignore it. Maybe. Well, then let's also take in mind, well, what will happen if this asset is breached? What is the impact? How bad is it? So what will actually happen when they get into your tiny system project you have now? What is the most bad thing that could happen? I don't know, destroy your computer, maybe. What is the most bad thing that could happen if someone got into LADOC, all students in the whole Sweden, social security numbers, hidden address for people who has that stuff. Okay. Gaining access to, if we are storing kontokort, payment, the numbers on these kontokort. What is the impact if they steal those from us? Yeah, could be rather high. Doesn't really look good. We have to put out a lot of I'm sorry they stole your credit card. That could be bad for business. So impact high. Yeah, let's think about it. We could also think about the level of detectability. How likely is it that we will actually detect that someone has breached our system? Will we see it? Do we keep track? And put that into the equation of how much effort should we actually put into this. And one more. What is the cost to restore it? So if someone got into your project now, they destroyed your computer, what is the cost to restore it? And if the cost to restore something is much lesser than impact if breach, cost to protect, maybe I don't care. I don't want to sit here and put too much effort and energy into protecting myself when I just can read up a backup and I'm up and going. And it was not an e-shop, it was just a blog, educational blog. No one cares. So why should I actually put a lot of effort into protection? Doesn't make sense. So, in any time you sit here and discuss these security issues and you see someone is really sort of, yes, this is a bit about political and religion and security thinking, some people will be very security minded and sort of rate that as very high. But you'll sit in there. Let's keep a balance, you say. Let's consider all these possibilities and then take a decision. So, there we go. It's actually 10:57. Should we just take a break? Yeah, to 11:15. Yeah, and then we move on. Yes.